Hey, what's up everyone? It's Jimbo back for another cheap versus expensive. This one I'm really excited about because today we're talking about a cheap polisher. This is the Maxshine 21mm dual action. It's not the forced rotation, but it's a 21mm throw Maxshine polisher. The price point on this with this cheap little bag back here was $189 with free shipping from Amazon. And I wanted to compare it to, this is the Rupes LHR 15 Mark 1. So this is a machine, and this is actually the 15. I wanted to try out the 21. So yes, you're right. It's not a direct comparison, but I wanted to try a machine that was about half the price of the standard, the gold standard, the Cadillac, that being the Rupes Bigfoot. So this Rupes, let's start here. So the Rupes, if you wanted to get the full kit with the bag and everything, you're looking at about pushing $400 to $500. And this is quite honestly the gold standard in the detailing industry, this machine right here. This one I've had for 4 years, and I would say it got about medium duty work. You know, the plastic part is starting to wear, and honestly, this is what started to happen. So I'm having issues with the machine, obviously, and I've never maintained it, never cleaned it, never done anything to it, just did it with light duty, and it did great work, and I'm very proud of this machine. It's made me a lot of money. Let's see if yeah, 01 of 14 is when the manufacture date on it. So we are in mid-August of 18 currently, so yeah, we're looking at, you know, almost 5 years old machine. And again, my bad, never did any maintenance, saw some light duty work. And so what was happening was I was gonna need to send it in for maintenance, and that costs about 85 bucks to send it to Rupes headquarters, and they'll fix it and ship it back, and I think that includes all the shipping. To be honest, I haven't even really looked into it. And over the years, I've tried machines like the MT300, even did podcast episodes about that machine. I've tried the Atom Swirl Killer, and when you have used the Rupes, you start to develop an understanding for why it may be expensive. Things like it doesn't vibrate very much, it's very quiet, even though other machines other companies that claim to manufacture machines make claims like, oh, it's really quiet, and in fact the MT300 was that, oh, it's quieter than the Rupes. And even though when I got brought into a room, and when the MT300 came out at SEMA back in 2014, I believe it was, they claimed that it was quieter than a Rupes, and it's not. It's just not. And one thing I'm not gonna do in this cheap versus expensive comparison is take apart the machine. I think there's people that are more technically inclined and more technically willing to do that. I just don't want to do that because one, I think other people have done it, and really what I want this cheap versus expensive video to be about is experience, user experience, holding the machine and the results that you're going to get from that, and basically lean on my experience over the past 5 years of having the Rupes, trying the MT300, trying the Atom Swirl Killer, and then trying the Maxshine 21mm throw. So yeah, so that was the reason. I've been completely satisfied with my Rupes, but I realized that the cutting ability with the machine had gone down, and I wasn't really getting the result that I wanted. And then when I did that and someone pointed it out to me, I figured, shoot, it's probably time for some maintenance. And after 5 years, it's honestly kind of expected. So, but I thought, instead of sending it in for $85 and getting my same machine back, what if I spent $185 and just bought a brand new machine? What would that be like? And to be honest, it seemed shorter. Now, it's not. It doesn't, maybe this neck part is shorter. Sorry, I was out of frame there. The Maxshine machine seems more stout or shorter, which I do like better. I also prefer the black, the all black, and I prefer this to be plastic or rubber rather up here than the cheap plastic. Interesting note, it also says let me get out of the frame so it'll focus, says the master up at the front, which, to be honest, so do some other machines. So Maxshine claims to be the manufacturer, and you can see when I spin that and hold it, I'm not getting any lag like the Rupes. So obviously there's something wrong with my Rupes that needs to be fixed. I acknowledge that. So interestingly enough, the plastic or the rubber up here, this machine also looks like the Optimum machine. So I don't know if Optimum, or it also resembles the Atom Swirl Killer, also resembles Griot's machines. And so we could play that cat and mouse game all day long of who's making who. I find it interesting. This font looks super familiar to the Griot's Boss machines, which I honestly never played with. Speed dial right here. This also resembles the MT300. So Maguire's and all them could be having Maxshine. They could all be coming from China. This definitely comes from China, I believe, as Maxshine, the company. So let's get into the technical, or not the technical. I'm not going to take it out. My Rupes doesn't have the washer mod. I think that's kind of ridiculous, honestly, the washer mod. And so I decided that instead of paying $85 and getting my old machine back, though they promised it to be like new, that I would actually just spend an additional $100 and spend $185 and pick up this machine on Amazon and get it in 2 days. Which is kind of the issue with sending that back to Rupes, is I gotta send it all the way back to Colorado, so I got 2 days in shipping. I don't know how long it's gonna take them to fix it, and then they gotta ship it back. But even if they got it turned around in the same day, I'm still out 4 days just in shipping. Call it 1 day to fix it, 5 days, that's probably gonna roll into a weekend. I'm looking at a week, at least, without my machine, so that kind of sucks. I'm sure if I was mechanical at all, they would send out parts and I could fix it myself, but I'm not. So I was eager to get this same day, and I tried it on a car, and I want to tell you my result. So I really wanted to like this machine. At half the cost, I wanted to hop on this video and say, guys, all these cheap products are really killing it. All these cheap products are way better, and I know there's a lot of those people out there that have questioned my motives behind this and only wanting to find the cheap things. And I'm just, if you want the Cliff Notes version, don't buy the Maxshine polisher. That's the Cliff Notes. The Cliff Notes is spend the extra money and buy the Rupes machine. And I didn't want this video to say that. I really wanted to come on this video and say, guys, I found a great alternative. Buy the Maxshine. It's way better. Save your money. Don't buy the Rupes. And even though I have a soft spot for people that are in companies that are innovative, and that's, I'm beginning to appreciate the innovation of companies and really wanting to support that, everything down to my shoes. You know, I like to wear Vans, but I won't wear knockoffs, right? And I'm a Nike guy, and I won't wear the Rupes shoes because they're knockoffs, which I think is ironic in and of itself, when honestly Rupes kind of, they don't bash publicly, but you know, they really hold on to that. They're the innovators of this 15 and the long throw machines, and then they would come out with something like a rip-off Nike. Not the point of this video at all. My point is that I really wanted to come in this video and tell you how much I love the Maxshine polisher and that you should buy the Maxshine polisher. And the truth is that it sucks. It doesn't suck all the way, I'll take that back. But let me unravel this cord. From a strictly correction standpoint, did it achieve the level of correction when paired with the right pad and liquid combo? Yes. Did it match the Rupes? If you're speaking about strictly can I correct paint to perfection using a dual action machine? The answer is yes, you can. You can achieve this exact same result on a panel, on a painted surface, with this Maxshine polisher for $189 as you can with this Rupes for $400, or depending on the kit that you get. Yes, you can. You can achieve this same exact result. But with like a lot of things in detailing, it comes down to the user experience, and that's what I want to talk about. And that's where the Maxshine seriously lacks, is the user experience, similar to the MT300. And where I'm going to start is with the vibration. This machine vibrates way too much. And why is that bad as the user? it's annoying. If the machine, as you have it on, vibrates so much in your hand that your hand is vibrating, I mean, not, this is a little over dramatized, but it vibrates, and a lot of vibration makes your hand numb. So not quite as bad as the MT300 from Meguiar's, that honestly after doing one car with the MT300 your hand is numb to the point of you almost can't feel it. In fact, my MT300 I destined for only headlights and then got annoyed at the vibration from that and simply just have it in a drawer somewhere. This Maxshine doesn't vibrate as bad as the MT300, but when you compare it to the Rupes, it's horrible. So very uncomfortable for long amounts of polishing, long hours polishing. This machine is super annoying. From a vibration standpoint, it's also incredibly loud. So if you're like me, where machine polishing isn't like your favorite thing to do, it's just kind of like have to do it sometimes, super annoying to have a loud machine. So then when you start compiling these things on top of each other, you have a machine that vibrates a lot, so it's annoying to hold in your hand, even though it feels very good. It feels like a sturdy machine. The weight is about the same on both of these. So from a comfort, before you turn the machine on, it's very comfortable to hold. So I really like that about it. And again, I really wanted to love this machine. So it vibrates too much for me. It's very loud, which is annoying if you get close to the panel. But I would say the thing that I disliked the most by far, and this was the deal breaker, because honestly, you know, a little vibration, okay, it's uncomfortable, but if you're a weekend warrior, maybe it's okay. A professional, definitely not. If you're gonna be, you know, paint polishing a lot, definitely would not suggest it for that. The loudness, it sucks, but maybe you could put some earbuds in, or realistically, you would need earbuds and then noise canceling headphones. It's quite annoying, in my opinion. But the deal breaker that sealed the deal for me, and the reason why, and I did a whole car with this. I spent 6 hours polishing out a car with this, and I did achieve paint perfection with this machine. So you definitely can achieve paint perfection. Don't get me wrong, you can. I'm merely talking about the user experience of the machine. This was the deal breaker for me. Right around this area where I'm assuming, right around this area where I happen to have a hand some of the time. So sometimes I'll have my hand here when I'm polishing, sometimes I'll have it up here, you know, depending on what I'm doing. My top hand usually goes all over the place. The problem was right here, and this is the gist of the whole video and was the deciding factor for me. It got so hot right here from running the machine constantly that it became extremely uncomfortable to hold. So now think about it. I have the vibration that's annoying from my hand. I have the noise that's extremely annoying, which the Rupes isn't that quiet, to be honest. The Rupes is not quiet. It barely vibrates. It's an extremely comfortable machine for using long periods at a time, but a machine is loud in general, right? Even a cordless drill is loud to some extent, depending on how sensitive you are to noises. But the deal breaker was the heat generated, and I'm not even talking about the heat generated from the pad and all that. I think that can become user error, right? So your user and your ability as a user is definitely a big factor, which again, I'm going to reiterate because I want people to make sure they hear that if you're looking at a purely results standpoint, could I correct paint to perfection using this machine compared to the Rupes? You can. I did. The heat generated around here was a serious discomforting deal breaker for me, and it's the reason why I'm actually sending this machine back, and I'm going to send my Rupes in to get fixed, because I can't deal with something that generates that much heat. It became extremely uncomfortable to hold my hand even close. Not saying I polish with my hand like this, but even having my hand up here, made it extremely uncomfortable to hold, and that was the deal breaker for me. So unfortunately, Maxshine, I wanted to love your machine. I wanted to come on here and say that I loved it. I bought it. All these products I buy, none of these videos are sponsored or anything like that. I paid the 189 bucks to get it shipped to my house. Wanted to love it, wanted to come on. And really where it started to break down for me was when I got this bag. And the bag is great. I love my Rupes bag that I have over there, but it felt cheap. And so I was like, huh, okay. And it comes with this nice little bag, and I'm starting to really like their marketing and stuff like that. It came with a D handle, which I'm not gonna use. Devoted to detailing, that's kind of a cool slogan. The bag's kind of cheap, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe I'll like the machine. Also came in the box first, and again, they're using the black and red and white, so similar to Rupes. It's crazy. Even this whole thing going on right here looks almost identical to Rupes, which, to be honest, is Rupes even making their own machines? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I wanted to love this machine, but in this video, in this review, this cheap versus expensive, my suggestion is to spend the extra money and get the Rupes, unless you're okay with a little vibration and a little bit of noise. And here's what I would say: if you're a weekend warrior, you're a driveway detailer, you're maybe gonna do your car once and then the machine's gonna sit on the shelf for a little while, you could probably get away with this machine. It's probably not gonna annoy you that much, and you're gonna get the result that you desire, right? But if you're a professional detailer and you're gonna be using a machine a lot, I would pony up, spend the extra money on the Rupes. Is it too expensive? Maybe. Are we paying for branding and marketing? Probably, but that's kind of across the board with every brand, right? I would argue that I would like to see some better marketing in the US from Rupes. I don't know if they take the stance of you know, we don't need to do marketing in the US or whatever. They have a whole product line of liquids that we never hear about. I don't know how good they are or not. Anyway, so now I'm ranting at this point, and I've gone almost 20 minutes without cutting this video off, and that's not the point. So to say that I'm bummed is an understatement, because I really wanted to like that machine. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed that cheap versus expensive comparison with machines. Of course, subscribe to the channel so you get the first access to the next video that comes out, and I would love to hear your thoughts. Have you tried other machines in the past and gone back to Rupes? Are you gonna buy a Rupes? And what other cheap versus expensive videos would you like to see in the future? So a lot of these videos that come up are suggestions by you, the watcher, the listener, the viewer. So comment below, hit the thumbs up if you like this video, subscribe to the channel, but more importantly, let me know what you would like to see, and I try to keep these reviews as unbiased as possible, experienced as possible. I'm sure we could take apart these machines and discover some obscure part inside the machine, but honestly, that's just not my cup of tea. I like to hold it, use it, feel it, and then base my judgments off that. So hope you guys liked that video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.